Guys, welcome back. You can see I'm back at Into Moto. You can also see an open van, which means fresh lot of bikes being delivered, which means I get to play on a new bunch. And it's some more of these bikes that have been pre-registered, or there might be a slight mark on them. So let's see what I'm on today. Let's go. Check this beauty out. Oh, I love these. First time riding one, but I've got to say, as far as the 125s go, I'm a massive fan of the Mondial HPS. I think it's the hipster. Absolute style. Just, I love them. Love the way they look and everything. This, I've been trying to get on for a while, and Into Moto have brought this one in, and it's a pre-registered one, which means I get to ride it, but it also means that there's a saving as well to be had. Now, I'll put the figures and everything at the end. Mondials currently have got £500 there or thereabouts off the list price, so it's got a saving of £500 already, plus there's a further £200 saving on this one because it's been pre-registered. You don't have to pay the on-the-road costs, so you don't have to pay for the registration plate, registering with the DVLA, all that stuff. That's all in on this, so £700 saving. Now, I will show you on this bike. It is a pre-registered one. It is one of those bikes that I've spoke about before as having a slight mark. We'll have a look round, we'll see if we can find something. It looks gleaming to me, looks like a lovely new bike, but the Mondial Flat Tracker. Let's have a look. Now there is our beautiful close-up. Now I wouldn't ordinarily go for a red bike. I think it's football allegiances. This one just suits it. The red and white just makes it stand out. It is a really good looking bike, this. And don't be fooled, there are lights on the front, at the side, all the way around to the other side. Oh, that's the money shot for me. What a beautiful looking thing that is. Twin exhaust, the two coming out the back. I'm expecting good things from this bike. Absolutely beautiful. I find this frustrating. Again, OCD in me, I think. But the front peg doesn't match the rear peg. It might not bother you, but stuff like that bothers me. They don't match. But it's got them, so if you want to take someone on the back, you can. Side stand, there is no centre stand. I don't know if it is an option on this bike. Do like the spoke wheels. Nice. And there's quite a lot of grip on these tyres, so you could probably do a little bit of a dirty road maybe, but then you might affect this beautiful paint job. So would you? I don't know, you tell me, would you take something like this off-road? And something else, now there are rear pegs, as I've pointed out, but where are they gonna sit? Nice and simple. Indicators, you've got your high-low beam, and we've got a horn. Right side, even simpler, engine start, engine cut off, and that is all we've got. There is a TFT screen. I will start that up for you and let you have a look what it looks like. That's similar to the HPS, the way it starts up, and that is a lovely screen as well. Really nice and clear. There's loads of information on there, more than what you need to be fair, but I like it because you have got a nice prominent speedo. You can see everything. We've got the rev meter at the top, we've got your trip computer, we've got total miles, we've got fuel gauge, we've got clock, temperature gauge, gear indicator. There's a lot for such a little screen, but it's all nice and clear, so I like it. We'll see how that fares when we're going out for a ride very, very shortly. Yeah, so far so good. It is just a quick walk round. For me, the selling point for this bike so far is just the looks of it. It's something different. It's got a lovely colour scheme to it. It's got £700 off. If it rides as good as it looks, I'm sure it won't be in this shop for long. And that's something really I've got to stress to all of you. Whilst these bikes seem to be coming in all the time, the first bunch that came in have all sold. Now they are constantly bringing new ones in, this being one of them, and if they get another big batch of them, I'll get a video together of that as well, so you can see the type of bikes they're getting in. A selection of scooters to little adventure bikes to these things to sports bikes, to pretty much anything you can think of 125 wise. So yeah, make sure you keep coming back to the channel, and the only way you can ensure you don't miss any of that, hit that subscribe button. Thanks. Let's just go for a ride. Let's see what it's like on the move. I've been looking forward to this one. So excited to actually get out riding this bike. I completely forgot to look for the marks, but now I've got my helmet on, I'm not taking it all off. I'm too excited, so I'm going to have a quick look around. If you see any marks there, that is just, it needs a wipe. That's nothing, that's just it's had my greasy hands all over it, admiring it. Can't see anything at all on this bike this side. I've been over it all, can't see anything. There's nothing obvious at the front. Again, just any slight mark on there, they're just, it'll wipe off with a cloth. Oh, hang on. Oh, let's see. Right, so there is a slight mark there, so possibly it's been pushed into something, but again, it's just a very slight chip. I wouldn't even call it a chip, it's like a little scuff mark. Now for me, that wouldn't put me off with a £700 saving. What I would do is put a sticker there. And you know what, if you are one of the people that's interested in this bike, if you actually buy this bike, I will actually leave a GILLYBIKES sticker there. You can stick one of those over it if you're that bothered. For me, I wouldn't be that bothered, but I'll leave a sticker with it anyway. I can't see anything else. Everything else is gleaming, and do you know what, the fact that I've caught that, if you were to have a quick look around this bike, you may not see that. It's only the fact that I spend quite a lot of time looking, so you might not find it. Well, you will now, I've just told you where it is, so that's cheating. But what I'm getting at with these bikes, a lot of the marks can be really discreet, so you might not see them, I might not see them. I know on previous videos I've done, I've not found anything, but I've been told that there was something. Anyway, let's go for a ride on this bad boy. Oh, throw the leg over. Well, it's a lot taller than I thought it was going to be. I am on the balls of my feet, so I'm not flat footing. There is 0.6 miles on this bike, so this bike has pretty much, well, it wouldn't have been ridden anywhere. I should imagine the bulk of those miles are going to be from it being wheeled in and out of different places. So this potentially is its first ever ride, and it started up first time, which is lovely. Let me sort my mirrors out. Mirrors are actually quite nice, quite practical, big enough. First thing I've got to say, I've noticed straight off the bat, is that the pegs on this bike are really high, even for my short legs. Now it fits in nicely because your knees are tucked in at the tank, but if you've got longer legs than me, which is going to be 99.999% of you, you might feel a little bit scrunched up. If you are taller and you've got one of these though, let me know exactly how you fare with it, because I mean, it might be something that I just get used to the longer I ride it, but I would say that yeah, initially it's the first thing that's striking me is just how high the pegs are. It's going through gears very nicely. And it gets to the magic road speed of 30 miles an hour nice and quickly. It's actually quite nippy. I wouldn't say it was rapid, but it's certainly fast enough for these UK town roads. Where those pegs are, where they are a little bit high, I am actually getting used to them. It's quite a comfortable position now. I think it's just higher than I'm used to. I still stand by, if you do have long legs, definitely before you just jump ahead and buy something like this, go and sit on one and just make sure it feels all right for you, because I would hate for somebody who is one of you giants, I would hate for one of you guys to come along and just buy one of these and then realise that you just didn't get along with it. So I would say, before you contacted Into Moto, find a place that's got one and sit on it, just make sure you feel comfortable. I was a bit concerned by the seat, because the padding on the seat does look to be quite thin, but now I've been riding it a while, it does, I mean, it feels quite thin, but it's actually quite comfortable because it's quite wide, so there's a nice spread across the buttocks. So yeah, it's actually a nice place to sit, it's comfortable. I'm sure this bike would do 60-70 mile an hour without any issues. I am not, however, going to do that today, because this bike has got very low miles on, it's not been ran in yet, and it is for sale with Into Moto, so I am not going to mistreat it because someone's going to buy this bike, I'm sure. And I'm sure it won't be in the shop for long because it's got such a big saving on it. I like this thing. You're just riding locally around town on 30-40 mile an hour roads. You don't need to go out and buy yourself a 1000cc motorbike, because you're not going to have any more fun on that than you would have on this, if you're only going to be doing 30-40 mile an hour. In fact, you probably have more fun on this, because with something like this, you can, to a certain extent, thrash it from gear to gear, and you're not going to be breaking any land speed records. You're not going to be losing your license, which you would if you bought a big bike just to go on town rides like this. So I think I would err on the side of caution. If you are looking to buy a big bike and you're never planning to go on anything other than a 30-40 mile an hour road, why don't you look for something smaller? Save yourself some money. He says with his 900cc motorbike, but to be fair, in my defense, I take mine on motorways, tours, everything else. If you're doing something like that, then obviously a 125 like this isn't going to be appropriate for you. But if you are 17 years or older and you are just starting on your motorcycle journey, then this actually is quite a good 125 to start with. Stylish, comfortable, it's certainly as fast as other 125s, and yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm going to take this one back now. I've put a few miles on, I've not put many on because there is going to be a new owner at some point, and I don't want the guys at Into Moto to shout at me for playing too long on one of their bikes. Now this has just creeped over 4 miles, so you can see I've not done many. I will have done about 4 miles by the time I take it back, so it is just an initial impressions ride, but everything about this bike I like. Comfort, performance, looks in particular, I think it looks amazing, and a £700 saving on the brand new price. And this bike has got 4 miles, or will have just over 4 miles on the clock. So yeah, it's a bit of a used, I can't even call this a used bike bargain. I mean, yeah, it's been used by me to go round the block on pretty much. It's hardly used, but it's being sold as a used bike because it's been pre-registered. So You save £700 on the brand new cost of one of these, so it's a massive saving. I would totally recommend this bike. I think it is a lovely little thing, very, very stylish, and yeah, you'll look pretty cool pulling up at the cafe on this. I say the cafe, you know, like us bikers only ever go in cafes. To be fair, that's all I tend to do when I go out on my bikes now. Go for a coffee or a breakfast. Yeah, love it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in this bike, Into Moto is the place to go. Just look at the link in the description, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Laters, bye for now. Oh, reflection, how cool do I look in the window there on this? Love it. Bye guys.